We gather here once a year for one purpose, and one purpose only. To Shema Kolainu, to give voice to those who sometimes do not have a voice. To give voice to those who are special in our community. To give voice to those who years ago used to be kept in closets. To give voice to those who never dreamt that there would be an institution like Shema Kolainu.
So in the last 18 years, Shema Kolainu has grown from a local institution to really a global one. And not only global, but around the country. We had over 8 workshops at Hotel Pennsylvania. We moved that out of our school because our capacity was 60. We now get over 250, 300, and it's growing. These are free workshops and funded by City Council.
I would like to just bring up, with very few words of introduction, because he doesn't need any, but Peter Ebenworzel has been involved with Shema Kolainu forever, the chairman of the board of Shema Kolainu, involved in countless causes for our community, and please give him your undivided attention for the next presentation.
Anyway, I'm here this morning to honor and to make sure that you understand who these people are who are getting the next award. They're called the Tanzers. Tanzers in English is the dancers, like Dancing with the Stars. There's only one difference. These dancers are really the stars. Let me explain why I'm saying this. The Tanzers are volunteers who dance at special occasions, like at functions for school for special children, for functions of Shema Kolainu, for one reason and one reason only, just to put a smile on those precious faces. The Tanzers do what we all should do, and most of the time don't take the time to do. Therefore, please give a very special thank you and an applause to Zelig Friedman and the Tanzers.
At a time when children with developmental disabilities and autism and other conditions were really shunned by many in mainstream society and were often even considered a source of shame, Shema Kolainu stepped up to the plate and advanced the notion that every child is precious, that every life has dignity, that every young person can learn and grow if they're given the love and caring and support that they need. And you've really provided an inspirational model for all the city of New York and far beyond.
But the reason I'm here today is because you're honoring the Chancellor of New York State, who I think has done many wonderful things. But I go back to meeting Meryl when I was Deputy Chancellor. And at that time, she wasn't the Chancellor, she was a member of the Board of Regents. And she would come down once a month and somewhat berate us in a good way, because her interest, above all, was kids with special needs. And she would come on a monthly basis, look at our data, and say, how are you moving this? What are you doing for this particular part of the population? What programs can I go visit? What things are you doing that are different? Because from the very beginning, one of her strengths was that she didn't separate the aspirations of students with autism from any other students, and also all special needs kids. And I think as Chancellor, she has done that extremely well as well, because for too often, it was very easy to put certain kids as a priority, but other kids, well, no one's going to complain, they're off the radar. That has never been Chancellor Tisch's way of doing things.
Dr. Meryl Tisch has always been a staunch supporter, helping children with special needs to reach their highest potential by ensuring that they receive a quality education. New York City Council member Andrew Cohen for his leadership ensuring that the City Council continues to allocate funding for autism awareness and that New Yorkers living with disabilities continue to be represented and guaranteed equal rights. My good friend, Dr. Josh Weinstein, thank you for your commitment to educate the children with ASD so they can achieve recovery.
It's my privilege and honor to introduce Letitia Tish James, who's the current and fourth New York City Public Advocate of New York City. She's a lawyer, activist and politician in the Democratic Party, and previously served as a New York City Council member for the 35th Council District.
Children with autism are so full of creativity and curiosity, and it was an honor and a privilege just to introduce myself to some of these children who just wanted to feel the sunshine, who took time. They decided to take a picture with me, but all they wanted to do was just feel the sunshine. This organization allows them to feel the sunshine each and every day.
I would like to ask for us the great Dr. Josh Weinstein to please come on up here and help us give this incredible award to our dear friend, our colleague, the individual who single-handedly saved millions of dollars in services for mental health this year, the chair of the Mental Health Committee, Council Member Andy Cohen.
And it was a little bit of a struggle with the administration to make sure that we preserve that money, making the argument that it goes really to, that we're in the best position to make sure that service providers like Shema Kolainu get these resources and really deliver them in the field.
Throughout her career, Dr. Tish has worked to provide every child within her reach with opportunities for growth, independence, productivity, and fulfillment. And as you've heard, she's been a staunch supporter of programs for children with disabilities, including autism spectrum disorders.
Meryl Tish really needs no introduction. She can come up here without anybody saying anything, and people know who she is and people know what she's done.
Everybody knows the Tish family. It's one of the most prominent families in the United States, one of their most prominent Jewish philanthropists, and their names are plastered all over the place. And Meryl, being part of the family, could have easily chosen a simpler way to run her life. It could have been a lady of leisure, enjoying the fruits of the family philanthropy, but she chose an opposite path, really. I mean, she's a worker. She's working almost every day. I mean, those of you who are here from Albany know that going there is not a lot of fun, but she does it regularly, winter, summer, all year round. And then she's involved in so many different causes. She never, ever rests on her laurels.
And in my work in the public sector, I go and I meet with so many different groups of people and parents. But there's always something that stands out in the community. When a mother on Long Island or in Syracuse or Utica gets up and she will say, I am the mother of a special needs child. And there is enormous frustration and enormous anxiety and enormous uncertainty. And what that mother really wants me to do is say, I can fix your child. But Dr. Cashin and I know we cannot fix what God has done. We must accept it, but what we can do is stand up to help every family and every child in these most challenging circumstances.
I want to speak to the Chancellor. I want to express my appreciation for the remarkable work you've heard from people here. They weren't exaggerating. They were talking about her family, about Meryl, the things that she does, the things that she's involved in. And there's no doubt in my mind that I love people who care. I love people who give of their time when they don't have to. And I probably don't know the tip of the iceberg. And I appreciate that. And I say mazel tov to you on this honor.
Strength and dignity are her clothing. She smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Thank you, Mary.
It's schools like Shema Kolainu that really make such a difference, not only in the children's lives, on the autism spectrum, but in their entire family's lives. And for that, we truly say thank you and continue to do God's work.
By thanking everyone, but especially thanking Dr. Meryl Tisch for what she stands for what she has done, and what she will continue to do.